a Muslim with a woo-woo Christian in a biracial marriage. They are gym owners with tips on wellness, mindset, creating inner peace, and happiness despite differences. You're listening to the Clem and Alfred Unequally Yoked podcast. Hey, it's Clem.
And Alfred.
We are back with Clem and Alfred Unequally Yoked podcast. Podcasts are for those who are listening, and vlogging and video are for those watching on Instagram TV.
There it is.
Or Facebook or YouTube, or if I shared it on LinkedIn and you found it that way, thank you for being here. We're talking Alfred's hair. I mentioned it a couple episodes ago, asking, what is the plan? Today
It's growing.
But look at it. It's a lot more compact and cleaner.
Well, we had some challenges at the house. I've been digging ditches. It got wet, so it went.
Well, yeah. And I wasn't sure what was the goal.
What's going on
happening?
Up there? Yeah.
What's happening? And then he mentioned something about Sherman, and then Alfred's, your son's, our son's girlfriend had mentioned. I don't know how little Alfred was like, oh, so Dad's gonna grow out his hair like Sherman. So his girlfriend probably told him because she's watching the podcast. Thank you, watching the videos.
Hey, Ange.
Hey, Ange. Okay, so this week though, or last week on the news, and this is not the first time, but kids who are in school in Texas are being threatened to cut their dreadlocks off. These are not dreadlocks, but for someone who doesn't know any better, they're gonna say it's dreadlocks because they don't know the difference between dreadlocks and twists and, you know, all the straw sets, blah, blah, blah. There's so many different styles, but if you're not familiar with the black natural hair styles, you're just gonna assume everything's a dreadlock.
Or African natural hair.
Yeah, right. So.
Or brown, not black.
Whatever. Okay. I can't keep up with the politically correct.
Right.
People are saying black again, so I'm saying black again.
Hey, I got stuck last week with a word, so.
You got stuck with homosexual.
And there it is.
Can't figure out which words to use. Okay, so your hair, though, so these two kids in Texas are being threatened not to cross for graduation if they don't cut their dreadlocks off, and they're Trinidadian. And I think the head of their school district was like, well, it's been this way for 90 years and we've never had an issue, and so we're gonna stick to this. But I'm thinking you've never had Trinidadians probably who went to your Texan school until recently, or maybe they had and they didn't make a big deal out of it until now, and everybody else is making a big deal out of, ooh, we're different and I'm noticing difference, and we can talk about be openly prejudiced, I think, in today's society. But okay, and then another thing that had happened was wrestling. There was a wrestling match, and a referee came with plastic rubber gloves because, God forbid, you touch the man's hair, and took scissors and was actually cutting his hair.
He could not wrestle unless he cut his hair, and his hair obviously had been that long for years.
It doesn't grow
his entire
like
wrestling
that.
career, and they said for you to wrestle in this match, you either cut your hair or you don't wrestle.
Right. I mean, I shake my head and I go, oh my God, that's just that outward prejudice that's out there because of fear of the unknown, the fear of what's not familiar. But, and you know, we've been kind of conditioned to fear the unfamiliar, especially from our different religious backgrounds. But it made me, even when I look at them, I'm like, oh, poor them. And then when I look at you and I'm like, what are you going to do with your hair?
So she's doing it to me.
It's not, and I think it's subconscious because I had to sit and think about it. I'm like, why? You know, I love natural hair. I think more people should do natural as opposed to processed or whatever. But then when it came to you, I felt fear.
Yeah, the girls at the gym told me your wife does not like your hair.
Well, I had to think about it. Like, why? It was the fear of
supposed to
What
love
if we don't? What if we don't make enough money because of your hair? What if you're in a professional? We own businesses, and people are going to pass us up because of your hair, and they might not know they're doing it, like consciously making a choice, but subconsciously we have been programmed to go with people who are more aesthetically pleasing and familiar.
I have a lot to say about that, but we're going to take a brief break.
Right, after these messages. Okay, so my cousin, you know, I asked her about this. She was in her 60s or maybe her late 50s, and there's some of us in our family who married outside of our race. Quite a bit of us, actually. You know, after a generation of being here, the next generation is gonna find someone out of their race. And I asked my cousin why she didn't like that her daughter would be with a black man. And I'm like, because she doesn't seem prejudiced at all. She's been really open and caring and loving towards everybody. So it kind of shocked me that she was against it. And I asked her about it, and she said, well, it's because I don't want my grandchildren to, oh my gosh, I'm emotional about it. I don't want my grandchildren to have a hard time. It's already hard for us Filipinos, but it's even harder for the black people here. And I don't want to have them set back in finances and acceptance. And, so it's the not that she doesn't love, she is prejudiced, but she didn't want her grandchildren to have the challenges that come with being African American.
When you get pulled over,
or you get passed over for a job, or you don't make as much money as
why you should own your own business.
Well, even if you do, and that's what my hang up was about your hair. We are in our own business. We make money depending on how people perceive us and take us and want to like, trust, and know us. So if we are the sell, then we make less money based on, so that was my fear.
There are billions of people out there for me to sell training
I know the fear
and houses to. The ones that are meant to be there will be there. God will make sure of that. I pose this because of what my wife has brought up. It started to make me think, should I cut my hair or shouldn't I? And I actually had
You've never
two
had
sisters,
hair this long.
two African American sisters. I've never met them before. I take them out to see a house, $900,000 home in Des Moines.
To like sisters, a client that you
sisters to each other.
Oh, okay.
So two sisters went to go see a $900,000 house in Des Moines, and I said, hey, and they're African American, and I said, hey, sisters, we're almost done. I need to ask you a question because this has been brought up. My hair. What do you think about my hair? Because they've seen my business card. And my business card, I don't have a twist. It was just before I started to twist my hair up. So they said, brother, I'm going to be honest with you. Us, we think your hair is great. We love your hair. But there are some people out there who may not.
Even black people with processed hair.
They said, this is my suggestion. If you're going to keep your hair and wear your hair, maybe now don't wear jeans, wear slacks, a dress shirt, and a tie
to balance it out. Good
and
tip.
I was like, I can do that. I actually ran that by Sarah this morning.
I told you that when you left the house, I'm like, where are you going? You're wearing jeans, and he'll try to dress up jeans, but it doesn't work when you're already black. I mean, it works when you're going out and it's leisurely. I'm just saying I'm not being prejudiced. Yeah, because
about the black guy on my business card? It don't work for that one either?
No, that worked for them because you used to do that all the time with that hair.
Look, if the afro don't work, you can.
No, it was a short, maintained, very groomed afro.
Yeah, okay.
So it was nice and put together. And people have grown over time to be more accepting of the afro.
I can see
but I don't. Now people are associating twists to dreadlocks, and we're not accepting of dreadlocks right now.
I think they're a little more accepting of it now than they were 15
It was
years
just on
ago.
the news last week.
Depend on where you're at.
Right.
And who you are and how you carry yourself.
And there's a lot of transplants here in Washington buying houses.
Yeah,
So besides the
my personal opinion is this: if my hair, if you should want a professional person who can do the job.
Yeah.
If somebody passes me up because they don't like my hair, they can just go. There's so many people out there, so I just have to just go through the numbers. Could it be easier? Could it be easier for my nephews if they're not black? Possibly.
Yeah.
It depends on who you are and who you're dealing with. You just gotta find your niche and work within that.
I think that really goes into the same thing with fitness.
Something just dawned on me.
What?
That really gonna make me think. Just right now it dawned on me. Would I update my business card with my hair the way it currently is? We're gonna have to take a break because I need to talk about this.
No. I don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna do that.
I don't think so.
I'd rather them get there. And so now
People don't even get a business card first. Do they get business cards first? Usually you hand a person your business card and they see you.
Yeah, but now the business card is the web. So
on the website.
On Zillow, my picture is on Zillow, LinkedIn, the Facebook, my Facebook page.
Just keep it.
I'm keeping
That's
it.
too much effort anyway to
I'm probably
change
gonna
all
cut
that
it in the
stuff.
summer though. It's gonna be hot.
Now let's see. Why don't you see how you can shake it? What was
Afrocentric.
No, not Afro, but shake your Yeah. Anyways.
See all the dust come flying in.
Okay,
That's all the product.
Okay, let's talk about fitness and how this kind of relates. And somehow in my Instagram, a memory came back from 4 or 5 years ago. I had posted something that had happened to me. There was a man just trolling my Facebook and had made these comments like, pretty soon you're going to be shaving and your voice is going to change. Like random, I don't know who this is. And I looked him up. He was friends with one of my Facebook friends. So obviously she had liked or commented on my page, on my post, which made it visible to her friends that she liked it. And so he just jumped on the bandwagon and was like, it's, pretty soon you're going to be shaving. And I'm like, what? And my comment back was like, shame on you for, he says, he said it's okay to be a woman and not masculine. And I'm like, how is this making me masculine? Because I'm not, like, I'm bodybuilding, but I'm not huge.
No.
And I'm not even doing bodybuilding. I'm doing figure. And so I'm not really, it was soft and I had muscles, but not to the kind where I would think would call for that kind of comment.
And even if she was to be masculine, what difference does it make to him?
I'm
It's
not,
my wife.
and that's what, oh my gosh,
And
that was,
if I'm okay with it, then it works.
and it doesn't even matter if he's okay with it. Women out there who won't cut your hair because your husband says
True that.
that, he won't let me. How many
Goes
people
back
let
to
me?
the last episode, the acid test. Is it morally and ethically correct? Of course bodybuilding is. You're not using any performance enhancers. This is healthy. It's good for you.
Unless it's not healthy for you when you do bodybuilding, rejecting all your friends and family, rejecting, doing things that will make you, stray away from your values and morals, like, take things and do things that are not aligned to your values.
I have a friend who lives in this neighborhood who I just heard is getting a divorce. I don't know if it's too much time, because some people, when they do bodybuilding, they're spending
5-6 hours.
in the gym.
Because there's no temptation there. They're focused.
Is it morally, ethically correct, and does it match with your family lifestyle? If your wife is cool with it and it works, and it's like, okay, stay healthy, and it's not affecting them and the point to where it's driving them crazy, go ahead and do it.
Okay, so the comments were, pretty soon you're going to be shaving. It's okay to be a woman and not be a man. Or it's okay to be... And so the comment back I made with him is, shame on you. Do you have daughters or a wife? Like, to put down a woman who actually has goals and working towards, like, if a woman is trying to better themselves, or if a person is making strides for personal development and personal growth in any area of their life, we shouldn't like sit back and act like it's a Sunday football game and try to tell someone what to do while you're sitting on your ass doing nothing. So it's like, shame on you for keeping someone down. And then I added, maybe, I said, and he said, it's okay to be a woman without a penis, is what he said. Also, like, he commented back and said it's okay to be a woman without a penis. And I said, it's okay for me to be a woman without a penis because our men, our strong men, are men with penises. So I don't need to have one.
Correct.
So it was shocking, but it's like, I had to go tell him, why don't you go be secure with your manhood so you don't feel like you have to compete with me as a woman.
And that's the real problem.
Your insecurity of you and your manhood is making you feel like you need to put me down to make you feel manlier. And let's put down a woman. I'm like, go work out, do a push-up or two or something. I didn't say that, but I'm like, work on your masculinity to where you don't feel demasculated by me being who I am.
Why you going? The only reason why you say that because you feel threatened. Maybe a woman took his job because he wasn't doing his job.
I don't know, but to push me down because you don't even know me, but to push me down because you think that I'm encroaching on your space of being a man. I don't know. But then now women are also saying it too.
I wonder if he works out.
It's funny
We're
because
gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
But I think you already know the answer.
It doesn't even matter if he does or does. There's men.
There's a stereotype for the type of troll.
Oh, well, they're sitting beer.
I wish I could just talk to this guy.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can.
But then I've been noticing lately that even women are doing it. Like, we're saying that this whole feminist movement of women becoming stronger and becoming more independent or having a voice and being in their own right as a woman or as a person is demasculating men. And I'm like, how is that?
Then why do you think they're saying that? Why do you think the real reason why they're saying that?
These are people from my old church.
I know why they're saying it.
Well, we've been controlled and we've been brainwashed and we've been led to believe for a long time that men are who lead everything. So we're just supposed to follow and we're only supposed to be helpers, not partners, not co-creators. We're not the rib that you're missing. We're just we're just the stand behind you 5 feet.
It's amazing how man can condition the mind of so many people.
And that's when you feel and I think that's what that man was trying to do to me on that Facebook post.
Like, I'm okay, so with your post you think I'm just gonna stop working out.
Right. So I'm
gonna stop training.
Okay, sir, sorry that you feel less manly. So I'm gonna stop being me.
Go to the kitchen barefoot and make you something to eat.
But it was just amazing. And I know this is very controversial and this is not an easy topic to talk about.
Feel free to leave as many comments as you want. I think this is one that I'm actually going to read.
Okay, so yeah, this is a difficult one because there are people, especially, in this era of this presidency, everybody's, let's just leave that. So it kind of ties with fitness and hair and the prejudices and what we think we're supposed to look like for other people. And so we might be pushing ourselves down, playing small in life.
No, don't do that. For the strong person,
everybody's strong.
When the troll comes into your life,
everybody's strong. You
ask yourself this question. Don't make the change. Ask yourself, is it morally and ethically correct? What I'm doing, is it morally and ethically correct? And is it harming anyone? Because other people will pass their views on you because of their personal insecurities. That has nothing to do with you. That's their issue. You better yourself. So yes, it does have to do with training. It does have to do with working out. It does have to do with personal development, has to do with business. If somebody comes in and says, hey,
I don't want to buy a house from you.
You shouldn't go for that position because that's a man's position. But if you, in your heart, you want it and it's ethically and morally correct and other women have that position, you take
even if another woman doesn't have the position.
Go get it.
Did you see Amanda?
I said if. I didn't say that they have to have it. If.
You said if another woman has that position, shouldn't be the only reason why you should do it. If no woman has it, so go for it. Look at Amanda, just started her own automotive company, and she's like, I know this is a male-dominated industry, and women don't normally start up auto body shops. And I know people look at me funny when I come in to get certifications, and people look at me funny when they hand me the keys and I'm saying I'm working on their car today. And she's like a sexy woman. She's not like, just scruffy. She's actually like, hair done, hair did, nails did, makeup did. Like, she's not your normal.
Changing your oil.
Yeah. I know.
So what, you gonna take it down to Jiffy Lube?
Right.
Pay an extra $20?
So I was like, okay. But if you feel threatened because of the unknown, we feel threatened because things are not familiar. And that's really what is fear of the unfamiliar.
Just like me in real estate.
Yeah.
I may lose some business because of my hair, and she may lose some business because of who she is. But you have to believe that God will send you business. He's going to send you the people who want to work with you, and they will be there. Your business will be okay. You just have to think positive and keep going after what you know you want in your heart, because you can't tell nobody, like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
That scene in The Pursuit of Happiness, when Will Smith told his son,
Don't let anybody
ever, not even me, tell you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Ever.
And then from the perspective of woo-woo or quantum physics, whatever you want to call it, we say God, let God bring the person, but also you have to raise your vibration you have to raise your frequency. If you're living out of fear that you're gonna, like me, like, can you, shouldn't we cut your hair? Because, and not because I don't like it, because it's not my hair. It's not my prerogative to tell you what to do with your hair. Like, you never tell me what to do with my hair. But the fear of, are we gonna lose money, which is also a form of security. So if you raise your vibration to feel like everything is, you feel abundant. You feel like you have everything you need. If you raise your frequency to that level of everything's taken care of, there's nothing, that I am lacking, then more will be gravitate toward you, because we are magnetic forces. We have a magnetic field around our body. Everything does. And so if we raise our magnetic field to that level of, I have everything I need, I'm always taken care of, miracles and magic happen to me regularly, I am blessed constantly, then that is a different energy as opposed to my lower level frequency of, oh no, cut your hair.
Fear and scarcity will cause that.
There's
there's plenty. There's more than enough.
Yes. And so you can draw it to you, and that's our message today. And you can repel those trolls from you who don't approve of they're not the right match.
There's
so who cares?
A verse in the Quran. There is no reason for you not to do what you feel in your heart you should do, or what you think that you are supposed to do. He says, I have made this earth abundant and vast. Mm-hmm. Meaning, if you can't get it done here, then move and go somewhere else and get it done. If this environment right here is so toxic that it's not working, you move your butt down the street and go change them oils.
Yeah. Unless you feel like this is your mission field, and your mission field is to help awaken other people. But if you're
strong enough to sit in that toxicity, I'm probably not saying that right, but if you're strong enough to sit in there and prevail from that, but if you feel like it's just creating a darkness on you and you're folding, get out of there. You don't have to stay there.
Yeah.
Move. The earth is vast. Move.
And then they win in that little corner.
I'm not telling you to go get a divorce either. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But then again, if it's that toxic,
you have to,
you better call somebody.
Get some help.
Yeah, get some help.
Get some help.
Don't just run out the door and say Alfred said. Don't
All
put
right.
that on me.
This was a really heated conversation today. Hopefully this doesn't come out on Valentine's. It should be more loving. We will come back with a softer and nicer episode.
I'm a little fired up. I usually don't do a whole lot of talking in these, but that one just.
Hey, you're supposed to.
Yeah. Well, you like to talk too, so.
It's not, well, I try to.
I'm just here to shake my.
I try to make sure there's something said in the void, and if I wait for you, you'll be like.
Might be crickets. Might be pause.
And then I'm like, yeah, I have to edit out that long pause.
Because we don't really do a whole. We're just shooting from whatever
we talk
happened,
from the heart.
Whatever happened.
Not from the hip. He says shoot from the hip. I talk from the heart.
Whatever we. See, man, we shoot from the hip, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, whatever. Okay, hopefully this helps you if you're ever feeling like, hey, I don't feel good about myself. I have to change myself. My niece was asking my sister, how come Auntie doesn't get eyelashes? And I'm like, are you gonna ask me if I don't get boobs? I'm like, what? I feel secure with my, I did get my eyebrows done. That'll fade in 5 years, but I don't feel the need to have fake eyelashes all the time.
That's not really for security. That's for speed. So
it is. This was for speed because I just don't like to.
You'd be sitting there doing all that.
I don't like to do makeup.
No, we just
I'm
want to
trying to get better at doing makeup, but I just don't like having to spend the time on it because I'd rather be meditating, reading, or studying something. Or doing my working out or something else. So there's some things that are priorities for me and some things that are not. And I don't feel less than a woman because I don't have long eyelashes, and that's the thing right now. So if you're going through that, find a way to first fall in love with yourself as you are. And if you want to improve from there because of the love of yourself, not from the fear of not having acceptance from other people is why you want to change yourself, then examine that. But fall in love with yourself first and then see where that inspiration leads you.
Good message, Clem. I want you to leave some comments, like it, share it, do all that.
We normally talk about fitness, people, but today, hair.
We did a little fitness. Hair. But share it.
Yes.
Get it out there. We appreciate you.
All right. Thanks.
See you later.